Hello everyone, I'm Tack Cowhead, or Josh. Got a little bit of a gear review for you today. We're going to be doing some plate carriers, kind of how they've changed over the years through my experience. I'm not a gear wizard by any means, but these are kind of some of the things that worked for me over the years, didn't work, things that changed along the way, so yeah, we'll just get into it. All of the stuff on the table here I purchased with my own money. None of it has been sponsored to me. I'm not sponsored by any of these manufacturers at this time, so this stuff is just my own personal experience. So first we're going to start over here. This literally just says Codura Phantom on it. I bought it off a guy in Afghanistan for I think 120 bucks. This was kind of my first forte into a plate carrier. I did not wear plates in this. I wore them in the CF issued flak vest and then wore this over top of it. Mags across the front, dump pouch on the left hand side. More mags. I had my first aid kit on this side, as well as like an admin pouch with a smoke grenade, 2 frags on the front, and another admin pouch here. I didn't run anything on my back. I drove a lav overseas and was dismounted. So I didn't have anything on my back. Everything was in the truck if I didn't need to have it on me. This thing was used by the guy I bought it off of for his tour beforehand, doing the same role that I did as force protection. I've had to zip tie things back together. I wore it for 7.5 months with it falling apart. The hook and loop or Velcro on the front of the cummerbund still has quite a bit of retention in it. For the most part, I wouldn't trust this now to do its job if I was using it again. It kind of got to the end of its lifespan by the time I left Afghanistan. The retention system in the back of it, I have a fairly large problem with. It kept breaking. It's held together by 2 belts in the back, and I'm sure that there was originally a retention pin that came through with another like locking pin in it. When I purchased this secondhand, that had gone. There's a section of 550 cord and a smoke grenade pin now holding it together. The vest is comfortable enough to wear. It doesn't do a very good job displacing the weight. I will say I kind of went heavy and carried 10 mags on me all the time. I never had to use them at all. So carrying 10 mags all the time and then never using them, I carried a lot of weight for no reason. But that being said, it'd be the kind of thing that if you didn't have it on you, you would definitely want them. I see a lot of guys running just 3 mags, and those are the kind of guys that have done like high speed stuff and said that that's enough, but they're probably in scenarios where they're not in lengthy firefights. Again, I don't have experience in that. I've never fired my rifle in anger in my career, so I don't have a lot to say on that. We'll move next to the battle belt. This is the one that, just the belt here that I wore overseas with this Blackhawk 1911 holster. I did like the drop leg. Again, I was a driver. I couldn't really have anything on my chest other than my flak vest. A lot of guys wore the detective style under the arm. That worked for them. I just wasn't a big fan of it. I'm kind of a broader dude. Getting in and out of a lav driver's hatch didn't really work for me to have something under my armpit to fight at the same time as my flak vest with plates. So I liked the drop leg holster. The retention on this was really good. We were issued the 9mm Browning high power. Yeah, I'll get into the pistol later if you guys want to talk about that, but it was a good holster for me. I didn't have any problems with it falling out. Other than drawing it and clearing it, I didn't use the pistol a lot other than at ranges, but I do really like the Blackhawk product of their holsters. I had one of their, when I first got in country, I had one of their, I'm going to butcher this, I'll look it up, Recon like tack vest kind of thing. It's you zip up. You always see like the bad guys in movies wearing it. It's got like the 2 kind of like reinforced shoulder pads. It fell apart in 3 days. Again, I was running 10 mags, 2 frag grenades, and it was over top of a flak vest, and I don't think it was ever designed to do that, so it's probably why the zipper failed. I've got it around here somewhere, it's just garbage now. So that's the belt system that I wore. In civilian world, when I got into gear, I did use this run-of-the-mill Amazon battle belt. I'm sure it works good for airsoft, or if you were just like going to go to the range. I have a K19 TP9 SA pistol. Can't use them on the range anymore in Canada because you can go to the range, but I got this Alienware holster, and the retention, even at the smallest amount, would pull this apart, and you'll see why. If you're wearing this on your waist and you go to pull on anything that's on the molly, it opens up. So it was a poorly designed for that purpose. I'm sure it would be great for everything else. Like, it was fine for running mags on in a dump pouch. Anything that's pulling down, anything that's pulling up, you're going to have problems with it immediately. This is the first civilian plate carrier that I bought that was not the one I wore in Afghanistan. I think it costs around $80-$90. It's good for what its purpose is. You get your molly in the front, a little bit of Velcro here. It's just a fixed sewn-in belt system, and with the same on the back with your basic drag handle. I would not, like, the drag handle goes down 3 sets of molly here. I don't know if I would trust it all that much, like just pulling on it by hand. I'm stretching the stitching. It does sit fairly normally on for a plate carrier. Not overly comfortable, but it gets the job done if you just want plates. Like if you were going to be going to the range or in a press roll or something like that, where you're not going to be relying on this, and you just need to have plates on and you wanted to buy something so you had your own, then something like this is going to do you just fine. But probably if you were going to do work, it's not the plate carrier that I would go with. It's not the plate carrier that I chose just because I like gear, so I went with something else, and we'll get onto that in a minute. My next Amazon find, I don't know what company makes this. It might be Ido Gear. It was $85. You've got your outer belt, you've got your inner belt retention system that goes through the loops on your pants, and it's double stitch molly on the outside. The belt buckle, I will say, feels like it's probably like white steel or white metal, whatever you want to call it. I would not put it to the test if like you were going to do real work and depend on this belt system, but for my uses here in Canada, where I'm just going to be, you know, you'll probably see it in some of the videos I post wearing it. I've got some LAR mags, so the 10 round pistol AR mags in these pouches, 2 pistol mag pouches, and a dump pouch here. And I've got my Alienware pistol for the TP9 SA, the K19 pistol, on this side. I do like this. It fits well. It's got quite a bit of adjustment to it. I'm a bit of a bigger guy right now. So being able to expand and retract it kind of as your fitness level or environment changes, or if you're wearing like a larger, I don't know, pair of pants with like inner liners in a colder climate, it does do that well. So I have no complaints with this belt. I'm sure the higher speed belts are significantly better, but as an upgrade from the standard plastic clip with the over belt on top of it, it's definitely a massive upgrade in quality. So from there, we're going to move on to what I'm running right now. I got this about 4 days ago. I was going to do unboxing, but I was in the truck for 12 hours, and when I got home, it was on the porch. I ripped it open, so you don't get an unboxing, you get it as I have it now. This is the Agilite K19 3.0. I really like this plate carrier, chest rig, whatever you want to call it, setup. I did get the admin pouch. I took the 6 mag molly holder off of my other plate carrier and put it on here. I have not gone into the placard system yet. Everyone seems to really like them. I don't know if it's just because I'm old school, but the Velcro on this rig failing in Afghanistan did not sell me on the placard system. I don't want to rely on something that's not going to stick together. Again, you're pulling mags up and out. There shouldn't be a lot of retention on them. It's probably not going to flap up into your face. You might have your own style. I'm a huge fan of Molly. It stays where it's supposed to. So that's what I went with. I got a med pouch on the left hand cummerbund kind of belt system. And it's probably too big for what it is, but it's the same one I ran in Afghanistan, just with kind of newer quick clot bandages and everything in it instead of the pour in powder style quick clot. Excuse me. That's what I'm running right now. I do have on the back, I have just like an admin kind of zip pouch. I've got just like ammo and an extra bandage and stuff in there right now. I do like that the drag handle is velcroed on and it is sewn straight across in 2 big V's. It's not going to come off. But again, the price difference between this and this setup is why you're buying the quality. The comfort of this is significantly better than the other two, and like going in the Canadian Armed Forces from the tack vest to something like this, a built plate carrier with comfort in mind that you can upgrade and change for your role. And I 100% agree that if you had the placard system and you're changing between being maybe an LMG gunner to the Canadian Forces don't have this, but like the designated squad marksman role, being able to swap placards out for a military force is highly advantageous because you're not dealing with having to have different equipment. You're just swapping the front placards out all the time. The adjustability, this is good. I liked that it was one size fits all. I looked at a couple other plate carrier systems and I liked that this one can shrink and grow to you, and you have the ability to adjust the sides in further with rear retention and put this in if you're already at the smallest, and you can kind of cinch it in. So for that reason, it's a really nice plate carrying system. Again, I don't know how much I would use this pouch. Maybe like I think I've got one here in my pocket. If you've got a small like FMP, you can slip it in there, or if you had something special that you wanted to put in that was flat, or even like a signal placard or like a radio keyword thing, that might be where I'd hide something like that. But it's probably not something that I would use on a regular basis. The proprietary molly that Agilite has with the pouches, I was not familiar with. It's kind of a laser cut material. It's high speed and it looks really nice. I will say I strung it through the first night. I let it sit and I couldn't pull it hard enough to get it in without I was physically changing the fabric. It wasn't ripping, but it was stretching. And then the second day when I came back, I think it just expanded enough that it was in position that I could tuck it into where it should be. And it sits on nice and sturdy now. Not that there's anything wrong with the system, it just wasn't what I was used to. I was used to more like the 511 system where you can just pop the button out and pull the strap right out. Or I don't know, any older guys remember the malice clips, because I've still got some of those. And I'm sure you remember, if you don't put them the right way up, they dig into your sides pretty bad. So that's about it for the gear review. I'm going to put some videos up of me shooting with them on and things like that. I might put the old rig back together so you can kind of see. I'll try to, again, this is my first video. I'll try to put some videos up, or pictures up in the corner, videos of me wearing it in Afghanistan, using it. I've got a picture of me in the Black Hawk rig somewhere that I'll put together and put it in the videos. And I will be doing a review of the Black Creek Labs Siberian in 5.56. I've got about 700 rounds to it right now. I really like the rifle. A lot of people have had problems with them before, but we'll get into that in video. And then Monday, we have the Type 81M coming in the folding buttstock. So as long as the barrel is within the acceptable deviation, I'll be doing a video on that. I also have a 700 Police Special with some Vortex glass on it that we'll be doing some shooting videos of, and old Woodley Enfield. I've got a model M1 carbine. So if those things you're interested in, let me know. I'll do some videos on them. And if there's anything I can improve, again, it's my first video. And don't take everything as gospel. I'm just a dude. I've been out since 2019 now. So a lot of the information in the new sphere of things is out of date. But I'll try to pass on what I can. Awesome. Thanks. Also, if you wonder what this room is, we're going to be starting a podcast called Dagged Red. We're going to have a little bit of, Canadian veteran culture. We're going to have a little bit of Western culture in it. You see the lariat behind me. I do live on a farm. We're going to get in a bunch of things that we enjoy, a bit of gaming. We do a little bit of 40K and Infinity Miniatures. So if anything of that stuff is that you're interested in, we're going to be starting a guest list. I've got a few people lined up already. I'm going to sit down, have some conversations, and hopefully some fun.